And good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Here we are, September the 14th, and nothing has happened. Jonathan Cahn, in his book, The Mystery of the Shemitah, says this month, September 2015, is going to see the catastrophic collapse of the American financial situation. And that's supposedly in fulfillment of what he calls the Shemitah, which was the Jubilee law of Israel, not of America, but of Israel. One of the things that Mr. Cahn does, and that we've been examining, he completely ignores the historical, contextual references in the Bible that he quotes. Now, I'm skipping over an awful lot of stuff, and I'm not going to spend the entire month examining his claims. I've already examined enough to show that he is abusing the Scripture. But I want to go to page 217 and following, in which Mr. Cahn discusses what he calls the Isaiah 9:10 principle. Now, folks, what is Isaiah 9 all about? Isaiah 9 is a time period in which Syria and the northern tribes of Israel were going to do war with the southern tribe of Judah. And Yahweh thwarted their promises, or thwarted their threats. And so, in Isaiah chapter 9, Israel is in rebellion. But I want to start reading and go all the way from Isaiah 9:8 and following. The Lord sent a word against Jacob. It has fallen on Israel. All the people will know. Ephraim and the inhabitant of Samaria, who say in pride and arrogance of heart, the bricks have fallen down, but we will rebuild with hewn stones. The sycamores are cut down. We will replace them with cedars. Well, Mr. Cahn goes, well, look. At this particular point of time, Israel was in rebellion against Yahweh. When destruction comes, she rebelled, continued in a rebellion against Yahweh, and said, and he goes into the Hebrew, and then he goes into the Septuagint, some translations that say, we will rebuild a tower. And Mr. Cahn goes, oh, look, September 11, 2001, the towers of America fell. He goes back to this historical circumstance and says, oh, the leaders of Israel defied Yahweh and said, well, we're going to rebuild us a tower. And he, once again, comes to America, and America said, we're going to rebuild the tower. Israel was in rebellion. Israel claimed to rebuild a tower. That's exactly what America has done. Folks, this is absolutely horrible. There is no, quote, principle in Isaiah chapter 9 that is indicated anywhere. Furthermore, let me illustrate this. Isaiah chapter 9 is a clear example of open rebellion against Yahweh. Is that what the American people were doing in its vow to rebuild the tower in New York, or the towers? No. Isaiah 9 was open rebellion. But what was America? What did George Bush do? What did the American leaders do? They were actually calling on America to pray to God. Secondly, the act of rebuilding the tower has never been stated to be an act of rebellion against Yahweh. Rather, it has been an act of rebellion against radical Islamism. Do you want to say that 9/11 and the ensuing promise to rebuild the towers is like Isaiah 9, when Isaiah 9 was an overt statement of rebellion? But when the vow to rebuild the towers of New York were exactly the opposite of that, and there was a call for America to call on Yahweh, to call on God, and to pray? Folks, there is no correlation here. Let me say again, Mr. Jonathan Cahn is perverting the Scripture. He is creating a principle where there is no principle stated. He is taking a situation that was an act of overt rebellion and comparing it to a rebellion against Yahweh, and comparing it to a situation that was an overt act of rebellion against Islamism, not the God of heaven. This is horrible perversion of Scripture. But you see, it all gets back to the fact that Mr. Jonathan Cahn is once again applying the Old Testament and situations that applied specifically to Israel, and he's applying them to America as if America is under Torah. Let me say again, you need to get a copy of my book, The End of the Law of Moses, From Torah to Telos. Go to my website, eschatology.org, BibleProphecy.com, order the book, mention that you saw the offer on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll refund your shipping. Hey, thanks again so much for joining me for this morning's morning musings. We'll see you on the flip side.